cover story for this issue is about the restrictions placed on international students with the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as the policy that ICE implemented for international students. It said that if they were taking classes online, they would have to leave the United States, risk deportation, or find an alternative to their education. This story highlights the responses to this policy from different international students at the UO, as well as steps the university took to fight the policy. For the cover, I had a few photos to choose from. Something that we're trying to do here at the Emerald is use photos of people on our cover. Our hope is to connect readers with the subject, whether it be a classmate, or a friend that they recognize, or a community member. Seeing the expressions of someone involved we think is meaningful to look at and makes for an engaging cover to complement the story. So the first photo features two international students standing in front of Oregon Hall. I played around with the idea of putting text between them, almost like a play on words of the headline falling through the cracks. At this stage I began to experiment with the different weights of the text. However, I felt that the subjects were too small when the photo was zoomed out to show both of their full bodies, so I tried zooming in on both of them individually. However, the photographer had taken some really great photos of each of them individually, so I ultimately decided against this photo. The next photo I tried is of an international student named Marcus, who is sitting on a bench. He made a statement about ICE's policy, which we had included in the inside cover spread, so I decided to use a photo of him. I liked this one because it provided a lot of space on the left for the text, so I could begin to play around with the color of the text, any stroke weight that I wanted, whether or not it drew away from the photo, and how I could avoid that. I wanted to keep the Emerald logo white, and I felt that having so much black text, an outline of the text, was really heavy in taking away attention from the subject as well as the white Emerald logo. So I had to play around with putting black behind the words to make sure that they could be seen. I ultimately decided against this photo because I felt that he was sitting in more of a passive position, and I opted for a photo of Marcus standing. I felt that he showed strong emotion, and the standing position was more empowering than sitting. I initially had the text at the bottom, but that was something that I had just done on a previous cover, and also I didn't want the text to cover him. I put it in the upper corner so the focus could be on the subject, which is what we want the readers to notice when they see an Emerald print edition. I chose to make the text the color of Marcus's shirt because it ties the text and the photo together, and I decided to layer him over the headline a little bit to add an effect of depth and also put a drop shadow since the color of the text is a bit lighter than I would normally go. For the deck, I put transparent black boxes behind the words so they wouldn't stand out too much but could still be read as white text. I feel that this cover helps amplify the story because it directly features a student who has been impacted by ICE and the regulations. When someone sees the paper, they can connect with the person on the cover, and the students in this story expressed a lot of concern and frustration with the treatment of international students, and so I feel like this photo was the best for creating an accurate representation of what those students feel like.